Social media influencers often share their lives online, inspiring millions. But behind the bright filters and perfect posts lie tragic stories of lives cut short far too soon. In this video, we explore 5 real influencers who met disturbing and unexpected deaths, each one a haunting reminder of how quickly fame can turn into tragedy. These are the chilling tales of creators whose promising lives were abruptly shattered by shocking, unforeseen events. On July 14, 2019, in Utica, New York, 17-year-old Bianca Devans, a recent high school graduate with a growing online presence, was looking forward to her future. She shared her love for emo fashion and video games, and she dreamed of studying psychology at Mohawk Valley Community College. Friends and followers knew her for her bright smile, her humor, and the glimpses of her life she shared online. But that morning, everything changed. A few months earlier, Bianca had met 21-year-old Brandon Clark on Instagram. Their connection seemed stronger to him than it did to her. The day before, they had attended a concert together in New York City. On the drive back to Utica, an argument erupted in the car. The details remain murky, but what happened next was unimaginably violent. Bianca's life was cut short in a senseless act that stunned everyone who knew her. In the aftermath, Brandon shared horrific images of Bianca on social media platforms like Instagram and Discord. The images spread like wildfire, shocking viewers and leaving her family and friends devastated. One concerned person from Tennessee contacted the Utica Police Department after spotting a photo of Bianca with a serious neck injury tagged to her hometown. When officers arrived, they found Brandon beside his car, conscious but bleeding from self-inflicted injuries, still posting online. He was subdued and rushed to the hospital for emergency surgery, leaving Bianca's loved ones to grapple with a grief too heavy to bear. Bianca's family was shattered. Her mother, Kimberly Devans, spoke of the trauma of seeing her daughter's images circulated online. Strangers sent the photos to her and Bianca's sister Olivia, tagging them with hateful messages. Even as friends and family mourned, some members of online communities glorified Brandon and attacked Bianca, turning her death into a spectacle. Among the pain, a few tried to honor her memory, countering the cruelty with love, but the scars remained. During his trial, Brandon pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced to 25 years to life. He apologized in court, acknowledging the unimaginable harm he had caused, though his words could never undo the tragedy. Reports suggested that jealousy may have fueled his actions, triggered by Bianca's interactions with someone else at the concert. The relationship between them, friends, acquaintances, or something more, remains debated. What is undeniable is that obsession and uncontrolled emotion led to a life-ending tragedy. Bianca's story is a chilling reminder of the darker side of social media. Graphic images and cruel remarks amplified her death, haunting her family and friends for years. Kimberly Devans now speaks out, warning others about the dangers of online exploitation and the need for awareness and protection. Bianca's life, her bright future, and her untimely death continue to echo as a tragic caution. Behind every online profile is a real person, and sometimes that reality can end in heartbreak no one could imagine. It was June 19, 2019, in Brooklyn, New York, when 29-year-old Desmond Amofah, known to his fans as Etika, disappeared from the world he had built online. Known for his high-energy personality and love for gaming, especially Nintendo, Desmond had become a beloved figure in the gaming community. Thousands of fans tuned in to watch his live streams and videos, drawn to his infectious enthusiasm. But behind the smiles and excitement, Desmond was fighting a silent, devastating battle with his mental health. Months earlier, in October 2018, YouTube had suspended his channel, EW Network, after he posted content that violated community guidelines. The suspension marked a turning point. His posts and streams grew unpredictable, sometimes alarming, hinting at a deepening struggle. In April 2019, Desmond live-streamed a standoff with police, posting disturbing images of himself holding a gun. Authorities intervened, and he was taken to a hospital for evaluation. For those who followed him, it was a shocking glimpse into the turmoil he faced behind the screen. On that fateful day in June, Desmond uploaded a video titled, "I'm Sorry," to his channel, T1 Hyaman. In the 8-minute clip, he spoke directly to his followers, expressing regret, apologizing for his recent behavior, and signaling a distress that went far beyond anything fans could have prepared for. Alarmed, viewers reached out to authorities, but shortly after posting the video, Desmond vanished. For 5 days, the city searched. The New York Police Department issued public alerts, calling on anyone who might have seen him to come forward. But the worst fears were realized on June 25th. Desmond's body was found in the East River in Lower Manhattan. The gaming world was stunned. Fans, fellow creators, and even YouTube itself shared messages of heartbreak and condolences. The official YouTube creator account acknowledged the loss of someone who had inspired and entertained thousands, mourning a bright life extinguished far too soon. Desmond's story exposed the intense pressures that come with online fame, the constant expectation to perform, to entertain, and to engage with massive audiences can magnify underlying mental health struggles. Experts note that while social media can connect people, it can also intensify anxiety, depression, and isolation, especially for influencers whose lives are always on display. Researchers like Kaylee Cruzan from Cornell University stress the urgent need for studies on the unique impact of social media on public figures, where attention can become a double-edged sword. Even with support from fans, the gaps in sustained mental health care were painfully clear. Desmond's messages on platforms like Twitter, Reddit, and YouTube in his final months revealed deep distress, a silent cry for help that went beyond what his followers could provide. Esports consultant Rod Breslau reflected on the immense pressures influencers face, noting how demanding it can be to manage large audiences while navigating personal struggles. His passing ignited urgent conversations about the responsibilities of social media platforms, the need for proactive mental health support, and the dangers of leaving creators without a safety net. Dr. Victor Schwartz, Chief Medical Officer of the JED Foundation, emphasized the need for accessible, proactive interventions that connect vulnerable individuals with professional resources. Desmond's story is both heartbreaking and cautionary. It is a reminder that behind every online persona is a real human being, grappling with real challenges. His life and work touched thousands, leaving a legacy in the Nintendo and Smash gaming communities that will not be forgotten. Yet it also serves as a stark warning. Mental health struggles can lurk beneath the brightest smiles, and without support, even the most vibrant lives can end in tragedy. It was September 27, 2024, in Tbilisi, Georgia, when 27-year-old TikTok personality Arina Glazunova set out for what should have been an ordinary evening with friends. Known for her vibrant personality and infectious energy, Arina had captivated thousands of followers online. Her videos showcased everything from her playful antics to quiet personal moments, and her fans loved the way she made them feel part of her life. That night, like so many others, Arina carried her phone with her, recording snippets of laughter, shared jokes, and candid moments with friends. The city's streets seemed alive beneath their feet, and Arina's excitement was palpable, her camera capturing the joy that had become a signature part of her presence online. Their wandering eventually led them to a dimly lit subway station. The faint glow of the station lights barely illuminated the steps leading down, casting long shadows across the ground. Arina, ever the performer, decided to sing a song by the Russian band Hunger Boys for the last time, while her friend filmed her. She was fully immersed in the moment, her voice carrying lightly across the station, completely absorbed in the music and the lens. She laughed, gestured to the camera, and appeared entirely in her element. But in her focus, she didn't notice the knee-high wall at the edge of the stairs, a low, seemingly harmless barrier that would soon change everything. In a single, tragic misstep, Arina tripped over the wall. Her body disappeared over the edge into the underpass below. The video captured her final scream, echoing off the concrete walls before the recording went dark, replaced by the frantic voices of friends calling her name, rushing to reach her. Emergency responders arrived within minutes, but Arina had suffered catastrophic injuries, including severe head trauma. Despite the doctors' desperate attempts to save her, she did not survive. The news of her passing rippled quickly through social media. Fans and friends were stunned, unable to reconcile the cheerful, vibrant Arina they knew online with the sudden tragedy. What had begun as a night of laughter and music ended in heartbreak, a stark reminder of how fragile life can be. A memorial soon appeared at the station, with flowers, candles, and heartfelt messages left by mourners. People who had never met her in person shared their grief, connecting through shared sadness and remembering the joy she had brought to so many. But the tragedy also sparked urgent questions and debates. The video of Arina's accident went viral, forcing social media users and journalists to examine the safety of the station. Why had such a hazard been left unprotected? Could a simple guardrail or barrier have prevented the accident? Critics pointed to the fact that the station had been designed during the Soviet era, with infrastructure that, while technically up to modern standards, failed to account for the real-world risks posed to pedestrians in the dark. City officials assured the public that the station met current safety guidelines, but many remained unconvinced, demanding immediate upgrades to prevent similar accidents in the future. Arina's death also served as a chilling reminder of the dangers posed by distraction in public spaces. Phones, cameras, and constant documentation of life's moments have become so ingrained in everyday behavior that even minor lapses in attention can have devastating consequences. Social media culture, which encourages capturing every moment for likes and views, may have inadvertently contributed to this tragedy, highlighting a growing public concern about the risks of recording content in unsafe environments. For Arina's family and friends, the grief has been profound and unrelenting. They remember her not just as a TikTok personality, but as a daughter, a friend, and a light in every room she entered. The videos she once posted for entertainment are now bittersweet relics of her life, cherished memories shadowed by the knowledge of what was lost. Her laughter, energy, and spirit continue to resonate, reminding those who knew her of the unique spark she brought to the world. Her story, however, reaches beyond personal grief. It has sparked discussions about public safety, urban infrastructure, and the responsibilities of both city planners and social media users. Safety advocates have used her death as a rallying point to demand stricter regulations, better lighting, visible barriers, and more thoughtful urban design to protect citizens. On December 22, 2021, the influencer world was shaken by the sudden death of Maya Chou, known online as Mava Chou. At just 32, she was a mother of 4, a vibrant presence in the YouTube community with over 150,000 subscribers, and a woman who shared her life openly, inviting fans into her world through personal family vlogs. But behind her cheerful videos and curated posts, Maya was battling something far darker: relentless online harassment that pushed her to the breaking point. Maya had openly discussed the toll of constant bullying on her mental health, explaining how the threats, degrading messages, and false accusations made her feel trapped and constantly watched. On the day she died, she had filed a legal complaint against her ex-husband, Adrian Chinsky, accusing him of using his online platform to incite harassment against her across Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. The complaint detailed emotional abuse, false claims about her parenting, and a continuous wave of public attacks. The very platforms where Maya once found joy and connection had become arenas of cruelty. Following her death, the investigation revealed the full extent of the harassment she endured. On February 27, 2024, Adrian and his new partner were placed under judicial supervision and charged with harassment that allegedly contributed to Maya's passing. For Maya's family and her last partner, Roman, it was a small step toward justice, a recognition that her suffering had not gone unnoticed. Maya's lawyer confirmed that the charges reflected substantial evidence of actions that directly impacted her well-being. Adrian, however, denied all wrongdoing, claiming he had done nothing to harm Maya and pledging to protect their children while countering the wave of negativity that followed her death. Maya's journey online had begun in 2013, and by 2018, she had grown into a significant figure, sharing her unfiltered life as a mom on her channel, Mahavu, an unapologetic mom. She had even appeared on a reality show, which increased her reach and influence. By the end of her life, she had 151,000 YouTube subscribers, 990,000 Instagram followers, and 38,000 Facebook followers. Her content inspired many, but it also exposed her to a relentless digital spotlight that few could escape. Her personal life was complex. She lived in Bâtiment with Adrien, raising their 4 children while running a marketing and information business together. They had established a charity to support orphanages, but their relationship deteriorated over time, culminating in a bitter split. In the months before her death, Maya filed 5 complaints against Adrien for emotional distress, but they did not lead to immediate action, leaving her frustration and fear unresolved. Meanwhile, Adrien, posting online under Adrien Vlog and blah blah, publicly denied any responsibility for the harassment, framing himself and his new partner as victims of ongoing attacks and pledging to support their children. Maya's story raises urgent and painful questions. Could her complaints have been acted on sooner? Could social media platforms have done more to prevent harassment? Could her community of fans and supporters have intervened in time? These unanswered questions highlight the devastating consequences of online abuse and the vulnerability of influencers who live their lives in the public eye. It was October 13th, 2024, in Talavera de la Reina, Spain, when 26-year-old British influencer Lewis Stevenson set out on what would tragically become his final adventure. Known for his daring stunts and breathtaking exploits, Lewis had captivated thousands of followers with images and videos from dizzying heights, sharing his love for extreme, adrenaline-fueled activities. That morning, he had his eyes set on scaling the 630-foot Castilla-La Mancha Bridge, one of the tallest bridges in Spain, without any safety gear, hoping to capture the perfect shot for his Instagram. Friends and family had warned him repeatedly against such dangerous pursuits, but Lewis, driven by the thrill rather than fame or fortune, was determined. His grandfather, Clifford Stevenson, reflected on his grandson's motivations. Lewis didn't seek attention. He chased the rush, the exhilaration of pushing limits, of feeling alive in ways most could not imagine. His girlfriend, Savannah Parker, remembered his last words to her the night before, a simple, "I love you." Neither of them could have known those would be the final words she ever heard. That early Sunday morning, Lewis set off with a 24-year-old friend. Heavy rains had left the bridge slick and treacherous, but Lewis's focus never wavered. They climbed steadily, reaching about 165 feet above the ground when disaster struck. Lewis suddenly lost his grip. Time seemed to freeze as he fell, his body disappearing from sight. A passing driver witnessed the scene and immediately called for help. Emergency services arrived at 7:14 a.m., but there was nothing they could do. Lewis was gone. His friend, in shock and disbelief, could barely speak, and authorities later confirmed that no charges would be filed against him. The tragedy was compounded by haunting details. Savannah recalled that Lewis hadn't been feeling well that morning. He had told his friend he needed a moment to rest. She suspected he hadn't eaten, which may have weakened him before the climb. He had never experienced such symptoms before during his previous stunts. The fall, sudden and irreversible, sent shockwaves through the tight-knit community of thrill-seekers and influencers who had followed his fearless journey around the world. Tributes poured in from friends and fellow adventurers, each sharing memories of Lewis's daring spirit, his boundless energy, and the way he inspired those around him to embrace life fully, even if dangerously. His Instagram account, Expedition, documented climbs on skyscrapers, hotel rooftops, and iconic structures from New York to Mexico City. Each post a testament to his fearless approach to life. Just days earlier, he had shared a photo from the top of Nottingham Forest Stadium, unaware that it would be one of his last. The local community in Talavera de la Reina mourned deeply. Officials, including Macarena Munoz, the counselor for citizen security, reiterated the dangers of climbing the bridge and the strict prohibition in place. The tragedy highlighted the fine line between thrill-seeking and recklessness, raising questions that linger in the minds of family, friends, and fans alike. What if Lewis had taken the warnings more seriously? What if the weather had been clearer? What if he had paused, reconsidered, or been more cautious that morning? Lewis Stevenson's story is a stark reminder of both the allure and the peril of living on the edge. He will be remembered not only for his breathtaking feats and daring spirit, but for the passion and intensity he brought to every adventure. His life, tragically cut short, serves as a cautionary tale about the real dangers behind the pursuit of extreme thrills and the fragile line that separates exhilaration from tragedy.